I like it when Tim sings. That's the best, especially with the intro.
Yeah. I think I've got a pretty good voice.
The three.
All
I was
three
wondering
in
who
the
was going
hat.
to talk first. Just looking at you two.
Yeah.
Someone do it.
Someone take charge here.
Who was the last one to actually hit a 3-putt?
It was me.
Was it?
100%. Yeah, you went 3-putt free yesterday.
Did it?
Outstanding.
Oh, yeah, I did.
James had a pretty solid round.
I pulled it
Yeah.
together. I started with some disaster, but we pulled it together.
You did pull it together. It looked like you were playing in pools.
Nice joke, Dad.
Look, that's what I'm here for. That's all I'm good for, guys.
Yeah, it was. It's wet, I think, was the statement from yesterday.
Yeah, she was soggy. It was soggy and moist and not desirable at all. Probably, yeah, raining in the middle of winter. It's just not fun. On the bright side, they let us take a cart out, but then they turned carts off just after we drove out. And they're like, no, if you're already out there, keep it, but no more are going out. So had we been walking, it would have been hell.
We made the turn
Oh.
at 10, and I thought they were going to ask us for the cart back. And there were people coming out from the pro shop walking, and they looked so salty.
Tom, it's like those guys coming back from where were we?
Tallwoods.
Towards, yeah. Was there?
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like torrential sideways rain. It was just like constant drizzle. So like you were wet. Everything got wet.
Yeah.
There's not, but it wasn't like when you're sitting in the cart, it's like blowing in on your face. It was just like your bum got a bit wet.
We could
Okay.
get shelter, which I think was the nice thing. You could snuggle in the cart, get close.
We cuddled a bit.
Yeah, nice. That sounds delightful.
Especially after
Yeah.
I found out Tom has lady hands. Actually, lady hands is an insult to ladies. He has baby hands.
What is this? Is this like a little inside joke of you guys holding
Hey,
hands?
No.
Kind of wish. No, he like tried to give me a little fist bump, and he said I broke his knuckles because he was so cold. It was like his knuckles shattered like an ice cube and hitting the floor.
It was like 10 degrees out. My hands were numb. And he went to bump knuckles with me and basically punched me right in the finger bone.
Mate, you're a hockey player. You should be used to that kind of condition.
Yeah, but you're kind of expecting it. He caught me off guard.
Enough about your soft hands. How did you guys play out there at
The old spring loodles.
Even with the weather, we both played pretty decently. Some sort of just better than average scores.
We were generous. Like, let's not sugarcoat it, James.
No, I was going to say should have an asterisk.
Yeah, it should. Like, it's not like it shouldn't be a formal round because there were times where it'd be like you'd hit a putt that's hard enough to go off the green and it'd stop halfway in a puddle.
Yeah, okay.
So there was like situations then when your second putt would be a tap in, you'd be like, I could like write down 2 because the first one should have made it there. So there was a couple of little handshakes getting thrown around,
like,
and it was a social ring. Like we weren't playing comp or anything. So
the friend zone for a gimme went from about inside a putter length to like 1.5 putter lengths.
Okay.
Just because there were some puddles out there that were deceptive.
yeah, because some of them would stop your ball, and then others you just roll straight through. So there was one hole James went to putt thinking like, oh, this thing's gonna barely
move. You could
move.
see standing water. It was like, oh, there's a giant puddle right there.
Shot past like 6 meters.
It just nothing.
Like,
it didn't it didn't affect the ball at all.
Hey, look, you got out there, that's the main thing. You got out there and you could have a hit, and it's not all about putting then, is it, when it's those sorts of days? It's about how you can get out there and put some shots together.
Yeah, we both threw some darts. There's a few holes where we really, we scared the pin coming in.
Sick.
Yeah, we played like generally good golf, and which to me was surprising. I went into it expecting it to be a bit of a shit show because I'm like trying to reinvent my whole swing at the moment. So, but it came good. Like I was hitting them well.
Yeah, I mean, like we could talk about your swing, mate. It's looking pure at the moment. Like that video that you put up. I don't know if that was on our stories or if we just shared that, but
the slow motion
clean.
one.
It's looking clean. I think it's just about how you can, like what you're saying to me today about just trying to get those feels and how you can just take that through your whole round, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think I've been talking about it for a while. I've been trying to search for something to get me into a rhythm again where I can understand what to feel because I felt very handsy and very like twisty. And I was trying to get away from that. So It actually came from a video James sent me where it's about keeping when you're in your takeaway and starting your swing, it's keeping like all the movement just to feel like all your movements with your torso and no arms.
Yeah.
And it gets you like heaps more width and heaps more width, heaps shallower on your plane.
Yeah.
And then keeps your left arm in a really good solid spot to come back down because it's like in your head, it's not going anywhere from where it started. And I've been focusing on that and just getting that up to the top of my swing and then just going super loose and just like almost like falling into the shot and following that, just focus on hitting ball first, something simple that I haven't done in a while. Just going ball, then divot. I feel like I've forgotten that thought. And I think that's what sharpened me up because I had a pretty solid round. Like it was a 50 around the front and a 43 around the back.
Most pars you've ever had?
Tied for the most pars I've ever had, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a solid day. That back nine was solid.
And had I not completely shit the bed on 9, I hit like 2 water hazards and just had a bad run.
What's your tough hole at the Springs? I think it was the 10th that Rayno mentioned a couple of weeks ago. You always struggle on the 10th, or is it the...
No, it's the 10th. I parred it. And we clubbed up for conditions. Pins right at the front. Normally hit a pitching wedge there. Went 9-iron. Went over the green, and there's a mound there, and it spun back and onto the green. So I got the green in red too.
How good. Was it windy conditions?
There was a breeze, but it wasn't like you were fighting the wind. Like
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, no, I was happy. Considering I was cold and sick and sad, feeling a little bit miserable and soft.
What's there to be sad about?
That's what I said. I think that was in one of our small cart chats that we filmed. He was like, I'm just so sad. I was like, what are you sad about? You're out here playing golf with your best friend. What are you doing?
Sort of.
I was just like, I was happy, but I was just like I was feeling pretty rubbish.
Soft hands, feeling sad.
He was looking forward to a pie at the 4th, like a child on Christmas. And he went inside and none of the pies were hot. He had to wait another 5 holes to get a pie.
I hadn't had any food yet, so I was like, just put something warm in me and I'll sharpen up. And I did. As soon as I had the pie, I stopped whinging. That was fine.
Yeah, but that's peak Windsor golf. I can't wait for a bit of summertime to come around and get the old shorts
really
and tees back out.
Some summer golf, some late afternoons, and then finishing on that 19th now, that balcony that they've redone.
Yeah, the Springs is going to be prime in summer. Because remember all those hedges in the gardens in front of the clubhouse there, Tim?
Yeah.
They've gotten rid of all that shit. They've cleared a bunch of stuff. Was it on 14 and 10, James?
14, 10, they've got rid of trees.
Yeah, so there's like views like down to the course now from the...
Oh, how good's that?
Yeah, so it's...
You can almost see like 2 holes down. Now, they've cleared so much out to open it up for you. So you can sit up there.
What's the building that is... You got like the main like restaurant, but when you come down the stairs, there's that building on the right that has everything. What is that?
Well, that's the new pro shop and new like halfway house.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's all the golf facilities now. And then the big building where the old pro shop used to be shoved in the bottom and weird is just all the restaurant. But yeah, now they've got a dedicated like golf facilities, pro shop plus like halfway house cafe that's running, and it's great. Really changes.
It's looking really good.
Walk through a restaurant to feel like you're going to play golf. Now you get to go play golf, and then you can go to the restaurant afterwards.
Yeah, sick. That's awesome.
I was actually thinking about it, Tim, because it was June 23 when we first started. Because I was looking at our original Schmucks scorecard from the first round we ever had.
That was a cold day too.
That was a cold winter's day at the Springs. And I recall it being like dead quiet out there.
Yeah.
There was like barely anybody around. Where now it's like it's a little bit busy. There's a bit of a vibe going on. There's some food. There's coffee. There's stuff happening. Like it's just elevating.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's a fun place to be.
It's good that it's able to sort of turn it around and being like a course that's pretty close for both of you to play. It's handy that they've managed to fix it up.
Looking forward to big things from our favourite course. And ranked second on the Schmuck board now.
We will need to revisit that at one point.
We're not revisiting.
I stand by every decision I made when we recorded that. Every decision. So, but Tim, we talked about Tom's swing. How's your swing coming along now that you're up on the Gold Coast? New job. Are we getting out?
No, I'm not getting out. The last time I played was when Tom was up here. That was at the Glades. What I have managed to do is get to the range a bit more, which has been really handy because, like, you guys have got the little home set up so you can get out and just, do drills and just hit. And I haven't really been able to do that. So, yeah, I've been going to the range. So just, trying to get as volume in of just hitting and trying to get some good feels. And I feel like I discovering more and more, like each time I go back, I'm like adding things on. And yeah, that was like a big thing today, which is what I was working with the driver, was just club face and feels and just trying to get a couple of things that I want to just continue to use when it starts working. And so I had some really good success today with the driver. I reckon I hit probably 30 to 40 balls, and I reckon about 90% of them were fairway finders. So that was the big thing for me. I think in my games of late, I always struggle off the tee. I think it's just like a mental thing because I look at the driver and I go, I don't know how to hit it. I don't know what I'm doing there. So to be able to go and put some time in on that, I think if I can get some fairway finders shots into my game, then I think I can really...
80% driver, but it's going to find a fairway. It's going to keep you safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the old feel is that it's like a 50-50 for the driver. It used to feel like this might work, it might not. Like I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I'll let it eat and see how we go. But I think just more volume. I'm just trying to hit like as many buckets as I can when I get repetition. The chance. Yeah, repetition for sure. I think that's huge. I think if I can get like a setup at home as well, then it's game on.
I didn't rate the net until I got one, and now I love it.
Yeah, but it's the feel, isn't it?
It's a little bit of the feel. I also love it for the mental side of everything. I use it as a break during work. I work from home, so lucky enough to do that. But if I got like 10 minutes and I can just jump in the net, it actually distracts me enough and just lets me swing pretty naturally and breaks up the day as well. And it's kind of cathartic, like when you're playing golf.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something we spoke about a while ago, Tim, with like how many fairways and regulation you make and all that kind of stuff. And it's like we're not actually far off from where we should be for our ability.
Yeah.
But it makes such an impact. Like I know for a fact that when I shot that 89 that day, I hit like 60% of fairways off the tee.
Yeah.
Like my driving accuracy was on, and it just gives you a better look at greens, and it just opens up the game for better opportunities, right?
Yeah.
But it's like where everyone talks about the short game and the chipping and putting. I don't think for like you and I, maybe not so much James, but our driving accuracy is probably what lets us down the most.
For sure.
Because when you put yourself in the position where it's like you hit a good tee shot, now you get to approach a green, and then the risk there is normally, it might be a 4-way miss, but at least it's a short miss.
Yeah.
So it's Did you look up the fairway data?
No, I haven't. No, but I was gonna.
I have it here, ready to go.
It's just gonna go. You go and you say the fairway data, then I want to just add something onto what you were just saying. So go ahead.
Okay, so scratch golfer. In your opinion, if even scratch golfer, what do you reckon their average fairways would be?
Yeah, I think I've read
this is data from
before.
the Grint. This is data from the Grint. So that's like a lot of golfers entering a lot of data.
Yeah.
So it's pretty accurate. Scratch golfers, fairways
50% of the time. 50% of the time they'd hit fairways.
I was going to say 70.
It's right in the middle, 63.
63?
Yeah.
It's not a big margin then, though. So, Tom, what's your hit percent average at this point?
Well, but that's where it drops off, right? Like 0 to 5 handicap is only 60%. So they're hitting 8.3 fairways out of 14 holes. And then 5 to 10 is 50 to 56. 10 to 15 is 55. 15 to 20 is 51. Then it like really drops off.
Yeah.
20 to 25 is 50. 25 to 30 is 40.
But like the difference then though between what's the handicap where it drops to 50%?
20 to 25.
So the difference between the scratch golfer and a 20 to 25 handicapper is 2 fairways around. 2 fairways.
Yeah.
So it's not
But
huge.
I think the difference is where the miss is and how that's measured.
Yeah,
Because
And
the scratch golfer going wrong is probably still a playable shot. When we go wrong, it's in the shit and we're done.
It's not.
So
It's not. That's
I was gonna start.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna start asking you about that. On like that's why I asked you what your percentage is because I've pulled mine up now too, so I can have a look at it. And I've got you got far left, far right, left, right, and hit. And I've been relatively generous with the hit. In that right has to be kind of off the to the edge of the rough, or left to the rough. Like it's kind of tempting unplayable. Far is like the next hole or gone. In the real bunda. And even if I hit the rough on the right fairway, I've kind of said, yeah, I'm in. Like, I've got a shot at the green, I've got a line. To be fair, we also play some courses where, it goes fairway to gravel. Or like just, it's not thick rough, it's just kind of not maintained fairway. So it doesn't feel like that much of a penalty.
No. And that's where we'll get into it in an episode, Timmy, about the Glades. But that was like the difference with the caliber of a course like the Glades, where there was that thick rough on the edges of the fairway. And if you went off the fairway, it's not really, compared to what we're normally used to playing, it's not really a penalty. If anything, it's nice. It gives you a nice, like, fluffy lie. So.
Yeah, I think where I was trying to bring it back there a little bit is like, the absolute pros might hit the fairways 60% of the time. I guaranteed about 100% of those shots were hit well or were hit with relatively good path, not shanking. So I think for me, it's like just trying to hit some balls that at least feel good when they come off. And then you can narrow it down from there. I think, and for me, I feel like I'm a big feel player. So if I'm not feeling it with these clubs, that's what can drag me down. So if I can even just feel like I hit it well, I think I can keep taking that on through the game. So I think,
you're a confidence guy. So when you get that confidence off the tee, then it ramps up through the rest of your game. I think that's
100%.
A lot of people feel that way, but that's big, right? I think the old adage, drive for show, putt for dough, kind of doesn't represent some of that. And I've heard some other people talk about it. I'm like, you still need to hit a good drive because if you don't hit a good drive, you feel like you've lost the hole already, right? Like starting from behind, like trying to come from behind and be like, all right, now I've got to hit the hero shot or the big slinging cut out of the tree.
100%, dude.
I've got to do this to get back on it. It really shatters you, and it makes it harder and harder and harder to come from behind.
Yeah, and you're playing from harder positions all the time. You're playing from one shot down, whatever. It's huge, and playing from the short game and putting is massive, but you've got to get there.
Yeah,
absolutely. Tiger said that he reckons the driver's the most important club in the bag. It's the difference between him having a good tournament and not.
Damn.
If the driver's off, then it's like, I'm done here.
You got to put yourself in a position and build that confidence. It all starts from a base. Even if, it really matters is being able to hit those irons close. Like the statistics say that greens in reg are so much more important than fairways in reg.
Yeah.
But, even Tiger's saying it, then...
Yeah, for sure. I've just scrolled down a little bit here. So it says with the scratch golfer, when they miss the fairway, it reduces their chance of making par by...
Oh, I think when I miss the fairway, I reduce the chance of making par by 80%.
Well, then it says when the bogey golfer, so like an 18 handicap, misses the fairway, it reduces his chance of making bogey by 50.
There's the difference. That's huge.
Right. So that's the difference with us, right? Like if we're going to call ourselves bogey golfers, Tim, like we're not far from it. We're not double bogey golfers. So if we're missing the fairway, we're 50% less likely to make a bogey.
Not even a par.
Not even a par.
Yeah. So that's where the fairway finder shot's so crucial. Like it might not be hitting huge distances, but you're getting yourself in good positions at least.
Absolutely. And that's when I bought that hybrid, that's exactly what I was doing. You guys saw how much I was using that off the tee. It was because I could hit the thing 180 to 200 meters, and I could get it straight, and I could get on the fairway, and I was leaving myself between a pitching wedge and a 7-iron out. The fuck are you laughing at, James?
How many times did you hit it off the tee when we played yesterday?
A few. No.
What? 6.
3.
And?
The third. The 6.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot about the third where you put it in the water.
Yeah. And then on the back 9.
What did you find there, bud?
On the back 9, I hit it on 12.
Like that was a great fairway finder. I'll give you that one. I'll give you 12.
No.
6.
12 was off to the right in the shit. Then I hit it on 14. That was
14
the fairway
was
finder.
the good one.
Fairway, that was mint. And then 15, I got excited and tried to hit my driver.
Didn't happen.
No. And then I hit it on 18 again. So I hit it five tee shots. Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Sorry, I just recall just driver constantly being hit, and I'm
But you do go through a bit of a love-hate relationship with some of your clubs. Like some weeks you use them all the time, and some weeks you don't you? I reckon you switch them around a bit.
It depends on what tees we're playing off. It depends on how the course is set up. Like if we're playing off the blues, I have to play driver a lot more because you're another 20, 30 meters back.
It's kind of funny because I play a lot more 3-woods when we play off the blues.
Because I think the course plays better to the blues than the whites. So that's where, like, off the white tee, where you're back on the blue playing a 3-wood, I'm up on the whites playing a 4 hybrid. I think that's it's the same shot.
I don't think I hit a 3-wood off any tee. I think I hit driver.
No, you did on 12 and you snap hooked it.
This guy can't remember my shots. I can't. There's big snap hooks I block out of my memory and just go la 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 la.
It didn't happen.
Don't think about that. You are right. I did, and that was horrendous. And
that was a good little bit of data there, Tom.
Well, it's a little bit upsetting for me because it says that I should have an average of about 50%, but I've got 39.
Ouch! Look, I feel quietly confident of this. I'm at 57. It says I should have 56. So I'm like right where I should be.
Yeah. Well, you're better than you should be. Yeah, you're doing great. But like, you've also had rounds with 100% of fairways and reg.
I've had one round with 100% of fairways.
That is definitely your strength, is getting off the tee.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And then I struggle with some other stuff in the game.
Yeah.
The shorter stuff.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm working. I'm doing what Tim's trying to do with the driver with some of my irons. Really bring that like circle of landing zone into really tight, so I can be really confident. I pick up a 7-iron, 8-iron, 9-iron. I'm like, pins there.
I know what's happening here.
I'm getting it. I can go after pins instead of just hit and hope towards the general direction of the green. Not even center of the green, general direction.
Just get in front of me. Just keep moving in front of me.
Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, good little breakdown of swing feels there. I like that.
Yeah, what I was saying earlier about my how it impacts my rounds. When I shot the 89, I hit 65% of fairways that day. And then later that week, I shot a 91 and I had hit 50.
Huge.
Big difference.
That's where, for me, if I want to improve my scores consistently, I just got to get off the tee better. Because the rest of my game's solid enough where I can scramble and I can sort shit out that I can save bogey pretty easily.
Is driving accuracy the biggest weakness when, in the stats it gives you a summary of
Where is the summary?
Isn't there a tab called Insights that then gives you a relative, this is where you're at versus your handicap?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah. What's your biggest weakness?
Everything.
Yeah, start again.
Do you have any strengths?
So they call it on the grint, they call it grints, which is par or better. And that's my strength. I've got the grints of a 19.8 handicapper. But my current handicap's 20.7. So, we'll take it. Scrambling, not so good. Scoring, also like a little bit below where I should be. Putting, a little bit below where I should be. Penalties, horrific. Approach accuracy. I have the approach accuracy of a 34 handicap.
I have the penalties of a 32 handicapper.
Oh, God. Loves a penalty.
And I have the driving accuracy of a 36 handicap.
Yeah. Okay, so we know where you need to work. I definitely need to work on not hitting it into water.
Hey, Raynell, pitching a putt for par, mate.
Yeah. Clearly, That's the best part of my game is just
Pitching a putt.
pitching a putt. Doesn't matter about it. Hit the water, pitching a putt. Don't worry.
There's no issues with having a penalty in your game.
If I just took those out, then I probably would have a solid round with those pitching a.
Can you imagine? Huge.
How weird's that though? All those things I'm horrific at, but greens in regulation, I'm better than my handicap.
Well,
That just confused me.
I guess it goes along with your grints, right? Your
Yeah.
par or better. Is that par or better?
Yeah.
Right. It means that like when you do get up there, or you manage to hold out for that second or third recovery shot, right? Like probably in a testament to your short game, right? Your
Yeah.
chips, your like really tight little wedges,
Yeah.
where you may miss the fairway, you hit another one up near the green, and then you're pretty good from there.
Yeah. That's a chip and I'm saving. It's a lot of par saves versus like normal green and regulation pars. Yeah, for sure. You right there, Tim?
We've got stats now on this thing.
I'm just searching something up, mate.
You've turned him into a stat guy.
I want to be the data guy too.
I hear you typing away ferociously. I'm like, I want to do some typing.
So,
Should we move on to what's in the bag?
well, what's in the bag?
What's in the bag? And some equipment chat.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk.
Go for it.
So
What's
I've got a question for you, Timbo.
go? Hit me up.
Because when you got your clubs fitted, you were running a 4-iron and then a driver. That's a giant gap.
It's a huge gap. I have been given from none other than our good friend Mr. James over here. On his visit up here, he supplied me with a 3-wood that I have to get a shaft on, which I plan to do hopefully this week.
Is that the one you broke at the Springs that day?
Yep.
No, it's not mine.
No,
Yours.
I broke, yep. Yep, that's the one that while I was swinging it, kind of like Ludwig Arberg at last week. Was it last week? Did you see him hit that driver at the Open?
No.
All right, someone go find that video, have a look at it. Ludwig Arberg, I think it was at the Open, smashed a driver, like absolutely killed it. But the driver head just like followed the ball down the fairway. And you see him like finish the swing and he's holding and he's like, what the hell? Managed to drive a par 4 while also losing the driver head.
That's crazy.
But when I did that with the 3-wood, Tim, it was not like that. I did not manage.
It did not do the same.
It did not. Was not a perfect putt.
But I'm super keen to get a. I'm definitely going to have a shaft on that before I play next, so I can bridge that gap down a little bit.
Have you ever played a 3-wood? Did you always just have a 5-wood?
I only had a 5-wood, so I've never played golf with a 3-wood.
Are you scared?
Oh, I can't wait. I've hit a few of them before, and they've always felt great. But yeah, I'm keen. I'm really keen. Here we go. Ludwig.
What the hell?
That doesn't look like the right one.
I don't think
there.
this is the right video, dude. Because
That doesn't look like the Open.
No, that doesn't look like anything.
Like
just
this is like a
Sleep
stats guy
butchered.
doing a stats analysis on face angle and shoulder angle and
Can you
like
guys
where
hear the
he's got
music
his
too?
left leg.
Yeah, you just butchered that, mate.
I'm
You
trying to be so helpful.
stick to data.
Sorry, what were you talking about?
Yeah, well, that's my bag. What's happening with your bags? Where are we at?
I
haven't had many
in the
changes.
Process. Shut up, James. I've decided that I'm going to pull my 4-iron out and replace it with a 5-wood, and that comes after my higher clubs experience in Queensland because I had a great time with the 5-wood out of the rough, and the 4-iron I just can't really hit it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to do the same.
What? Get rid of your 4-iron?
I think so.
Why are we all so against 4-irons here?
I'm not against it. I just like some other options.
I remember like just a couple of months ago, Tom was playing Timmy 2-iron and like trying to make everyone else play Timmy 2-iron.
I ended up just leaving it in the bag to stitch people up. They're like, yeah, have a go at this. It's awesome. Yeah.
Well, why isn't it working?
I hit it once beautifully and I was hooked. I was like, that was the best feeling golf shot I've ever hit in my life. And I never did it again.
I still stand by that I want like a driving iron of some sort, but yeah, I don't know.
I think you need to go hybrid shopping, Tim.
I'm with you.
I do like. Big fan of a hybrid, right? It's
The hybrid for me is like it's that confidence of like my second shot off the first on the weekend, James. Just like a really nice, smooth, easy swing. Just crushed it right down the middle. Like it's such a great club to hit. My miss hits aren't even that bad. They're pretty like not often. I can't even
6
use
and 14.
words.
6 and 14 were phenomenal. 6 was perfect.
Yep. Just big high draw. Like the same way I hit 199, like a draw, but it goes 190 meters. It's such a great club.
Yeah.
So if I can get something that does similar things to that between the 4 hybrid and my 3 wood, then that will change my driving accuracy a lot.
Just learn to hit the big dog.
Yeah.
I want to learn to hit the big dog, and I'm going to
Let him
continue to
eat.
try.
Let
But
that big
but
dog
it's-
eat.
It's the shorter holes where you're trying not to hit too long or too wide, where it's tight.
Speaking of wide,
Yeah.
I've done a putter change. I've gone back to my old putter with the smaller grip, and
Do you think it's only the grip, or do you think is it a change in shape in the putter too?
yeah, I think so. But I just felt like I just didn't have control of it with a thicker grip. It just felt a little. It just felt.
It began to feel a bit foreign. I think. I don't know.
Just the smaller grip just feels like you can just hold on to it a little easier.
Feels a little more like home, hey?
Only you'd know that.
Someone snipped that for YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going. I'm
Good
out.
to catch up.
Width.
Was I muted then?